And so it's going to be a huge celebration with this open air bus where they're going to be able to show the trophy as we see the doors of the plane.
They're about to step off the plane.
Here comes the captain, Hugo Lloris, with the World Cup trophy in his hands. So it was his 80th game as a captain. And here's the national trainer Didier Deschamps, who won both the World Cup as a player 20 years ago and now
as a manager, and he's only the third person to do that. Now these players, they're role models now, I imagine, for a lot of children across the country, and there are some lucky children I was mentioning before. You told us this, and James Andre, when we went to him live at the Presidential Palace, children who've been selected to attend that dinner. They're going to meet their heroes later on.
Yes, there's going to be obviously what's happening now at the airports, because there are fans, as we can hear, at the airport, probably on the road to Paris and then on the Champs-Élysées. But then there'll be a private, well, not so private because there'll be 1,000 or so guest, but there will be a reception at the Élysée Palace with the French president, his wife, all the ministers, sports champions from very different fields, but also those young kids who play football in many of the suburbs of Paris, where some of those stars, those role models, really learn their skills and have now reached what's really the highest, really.
You would think it would be the pinnacle of a player's career, but Kylian Mbappé, he's 19 years old, and he very modestly, in a way, said that this was just une étape. It's one step.
Yes,
in his career.
Yes, well, obviously, maybe he hopes to win the World Cup more than once, but already winning the World Cup. There's some great players never won the World Cup. They've had many trophies in their clubs and so on. But
like Lionel Messi.
Lionel Messi, well, maybe he gets another chance in 4 years, but he'll be 35, so that's a bit too old, probably.
This team is very young. This team could go on to win another World Cup, perhaps.
But, you know, they seize their opportunities because it doesn't happen that often, you know, every 4 years. So the probabilities, your career spans 10 to 15 years, maybe. You're not necessarily qualified as a national team for each World Cup. So, yes, it was clearly a very important moment as we see all the players celebrating, some of them waving French flags.
They must be very tired, because I imagine
they must be very tired
late.
because of the game and probably because of the party that went on afterwards, because they could finally relax. You know, it's been nearly 2 months of a very intensive preparation, and they didn't have many opportunities to have fun. And they're young, as you say, so they probably had a lot of fun and not a lot of sleep yesterday night. After the reception today, as far as I understand, they'll also spend an evening together at a very fancy hotel in Paris, and I assume some of them will go to a nightclub or so on to really celebrate and really relax and enjoy.